Second last year, 13 years old, but in William Hill. And here's Simon.
And from a few yards back from the tape, they set off on their 3 miles and 1 furlong journey in this William Hill Handicap chase down towards the first fence, and Imperial Saint disputing it with Charlie Uberalis, and Doc Pickme towards the inside, wider out Happy Go Lucky in the yellow and green jacket, very wide Shake 'em Up Harry in the cheap pieces over the second and open ditch. And all over safely with We've All Been Caught, the early back marker, as Charlie Uberalis now comes through on the inside of Doc Pickme and Imperial Saint. Richmond Lake would be fourth out wide, Happy Go Lucky. Just in behind these, Sam Brown and Cruz Control from Erne River. Shake 'em Up Harry out wide as they jump the third fence in front of the stands, and towards the back of the field are Erne River on the inside, Frero Bamboo, and then Lamilos and We've All Been Caught. 2 circuits ahead of them, and Charlie Uberalis taken on by Doc Pickme, and Doc Pickme right alongside Charlie Uberalis now, stride for stride. Richmond Lake and Imperial Saint close up in third and fourth. They're followed then on the inside, Erne River trying to creep forward just behind Richmond Lake. Cruz Control in the light blue jacket with the red and white hoop cap. Happy Go Lucky is out wide, black and red is Sam Brown. Shake 'em Up Harry further back as they jump the next. Frero Bamboo is towards the rear of the field with Lamilos and We've All Been Caught. On to the second of the 4 fences in the back straight. And it's Doc Pickme who's just about headed Charlie Uberalis now. Imperial Saint very handy. Doc Pickme up first from on the inside, Charlie Uberalis and Imperial Saint in the orange jacket. Out wide, Happy Go Lucky from Cruz Control. Richmond Lake hard up against the rails in the white sleeves, about 6th taking this one. And they're followed by Erne River and Sam Brown. Lamilos further back as they run on now towards the end of the back straight. 1 more fence to jump in the back straight. And Doc Pickme picked up first, just ahead of Imperial Saint. Charlie Uberalis round the inside, last year's winner Cruz Control in the noseband into 4th now from Richmond Lake and Happy Go Lucky. Erne River in the midfield, followed by Shake 'em Up Harry. Then Sam Brown, another past winner, about 4th from the end, followed by Frero Bamboo, Lamilos and We've All Been Caught. Down the side of the course, over the cross fence, Doc Pickme and Imperial Saint disputing, and Imperial Saint defending an unbeaten record here at Aintree. 2.5 lengths away in third, Charlie Uberalis from Cruz Control. Richmond Lake behind those. Then Erne River and Happy Go Lucky. Shake 'em Up Harry towards the back on the outside. Then Sam Brown, We've All Been Caught, and Frero Bamboo as they jump the first of the 3 in the home straight. 1 or 2 in different jumps. We've All Been Caught went through the top. Frero Bamboo just pushed along on landing. Onto an open ditch. Doc Pickme and Imperial Saint 1 and 2. Charlie Uberalis over in third place, a couple of lengths to Richmond Lake and Cruz Control. Then Erne River, 2 lengths more to Happy Go Lucky. Lamilos on the far side from Sam Brown. Shake 'em Up Harry, We've All Been Caught, and Frero Bamboo and Imperial Saint just heading Doc Pickme into this fence in front of the stands and put a real showy jump in there. Imperial Saint lands in front as they race towards the judge with a circuit to go in this William Hill Handicap chase, a premier handicap, and Imperial Saint leading the way to Doc Pickme round the inside. Also round the inner is Charlie Uberalis from Richmond Lake. Cruz Control close up. Then Erne River back in 6th, followed in 7th by Happy Go Lucky, and then Sam Brown and Lamilos racing together. Shake 'em Up Harry on the outside, and then towards the back of the field, We've All Been Caught, and Frero Bamboo just getting a bit detached now as they run down the back straight. Imperial Saint out in front under Mihal Nolan, just went through the top slightly this time from Doc Pickme on the near side. Then Richmond Lake. Behind those, Charlie Uberalis, followed by Cruz Control and Erne River and Happy Go Lucky and Sam Brown, and then Lamilos in the cheap pieces round the inside. A much better jump on a great stride there from Imperial Saint. Imperial Saint landed by 2 lengths out in front, on towards the next from Doc Pickme and Richmond Lake. Then Cruz Control, another good jump by the leader, Charlie Uberalis. Shake 'em Up Harry just losing a little bit of ground as they head down the back. Looks as though Frero Bamboo has been pulled up, going towards the last in the back straight, and Imperial Saint fiddled over. A mistake from Doc Pickme, who's ridden on landing. Richmond Lake travels well in third. Then behind these, Cruz Control still goes well from Happy Go Lucky. Ridden now is Charlie Uberalis. And then behind these, We've All Been Caught, who's making some progress from Erne River. And then Lamilos and Sam Brown and Shake 'em Up Harry back towards the cross fence. This is 4 out. Imperial Saint is up and over. Back in front by a couple of lengths to Richmond Lake in second, who continues to move well. Richmond Lake in the hands of former champion jockey Brian Hughes. Cruz Control, last year's winner, has every chance again. Happy Go Lucky now pushed along. Running down towards 3 out. Imperial Saint comes to it. He's 3 from 3 at Aintree. Can he get home? But it's joined there by Cruz Control in the noseband, who is cantering. Richmond Lake on the outside, these 3. Chased by Erne River. Then Happy Go Lucky. Lamilos from the back over 2 out. Richmond Lake a little bit clumsy. Cruz Control better. On the far side, Imperial Saint is now really being woken up. Drifting to the far rail on the long bursting run towards the final fence. Cruz Control chased now by Erne River with a run in second place under Adam Wedge. Imperial Saint far side, just crossed there by the leader. Cruz Control at the last. Cruz Control up and over. Imperial Saint pecks. Erne River left second. It's Cruz Control again at Aintree on Grand National Day. He pulls 4 lengths clear, and it's Cruz Control who doubles up in the William Hill Handicap chase from Imperial Saint and Erne River, second and third, and We've All Been Caught back in 4th.
That is a fine piece of training from Tom Lacey and a good ride from Stan Sheppard. Cruz Control backs up his victory in this last year. He went missing since, but he's back, and back with a bang. He travelled beautifully through this race, and he's won decisively. How game is Imperial Saint, rallying for second place and depriving the excellent run of Erne River of the chief minor spot. Erne River finishing in third. Cruz Control, though, returns at 10-1. Notwithstanding Tom Lacey's concerns beforehand, he's won really, really well. Good bit of training.
He has, yeah, and maybe that buoyancy that we saw from him down at the start was a positive, because it showed that he had that energy back and the enthusiasm back that wasn't there for his first couple of starts this season. Ridden differently today. He was ridden a bit colder than last year when he made all of the running. He had to sit in behind a little bit and take his time. You can see when he gets to the front, he pricks his ears and he idles, doesn't he, and kind of pulls himself up and saves a bit back. But
he's obviously a challenge, isn't he? He is. At the start when they took the hood off.
He is, yeah, but he looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's a big, imposing horse. We commented on how well he looked in the paddock beforehand, and he's delivered on that with a big performance. Imperial Saint definitely stays the trip. That didn't get him beat because he's rallied, as you said, to get back for second. And a good run from Erne River. I think he's handicapped to win something maybe a little bit less competitive in the coming couple of months.
And it's quite extraordinary that Richmond Lake didn't finish in the first 5.
Yeah, was it 2 out that he got wrong?
Checked out.
Yeah, that can be him, can't it?
He's not a 3-miler though, really, is he?
No,
I mean,
he's 2.5 in the mud would probably be his ideal.
He's never won over 3 miles. He's got a couple of placed efforts, but in smaller fields that wouldn't be as demanding a races as this. And like, they've got a good, solid gallop, and I think it's just found him out. But he ran really well for a long way.
He led on the bridle briefly.
Pick it up here. I mean, he's tanking, isn't he, Richmond Lake?
Yeah, Doc picked me about to go backwards. Wasn't Doncaster for him. Different course. Martin said different tactics, whether by accident or design this year on Cruz Control. And he responded really well to me. His ability's really long, isn't it, when you consider that he's got to the front off a mark of 139 and then done 0 once there until the last bench was out of the way, where he's really settled it.
Happy Go Lucky still in amongst them as we turn into the straight. He has.
He yo-yoed a bit. He was started off prominent, was given time to get back into it after losing his place, and he switched out shortly. This is where Richmond Lake leads on the bridle, and then 2 out gets in the way.
Stan Sheppard is upright, motionless. Lovely collected jump, 2 out. Imperial Saint rallying gamely to the inside. Erne River, just here, Martin. You thought you had a shot with Erne River.
I did, yeah. The shouts were going up, but he's run a good race, hasn't he, Erne River? He's run very well. We've all been caught, you can see, plugging on in behind, just not quite fast enough for 3 miles around here on this ground on a flat track, but he's run another good race.
Well, he's one of those infuriating horses who's, in the nicest possible way, quite slow, but doesn't want the ground too soft.
Yeah.
And opportunities are hard to come by. Scottish National would be the obvious one,
I was thinking Bet365, you know, a race where there's not a great emphasis on jumping, and It's a test of stamina over a trip. He's likely to get the conditions he wants. I don't think...
Were you just trying to be contrary because I suggested...
No, I genuinely wasn't. It was each of two, wasn't it?
He's got a bit longer break, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it next week?
There next weekend, yeah.
He'll probably do both at some point in his career, in fairness.
Well, given from this year, I'd have thought so.
I don't think they wanted... I can't imagine they wanted to be back there where they were with him. He ended up in last for a long way, and he's, as you mentioned it, like you alluded to, he just grinds away gradually. There's nothing flashy about what he does off the bridle, but I definitely wouldn't rule him out at Sandown.
Last year's runner-up Sam Brown not really going this year.
Just found it all happening a bit quick for him today, didn't he?
Did.
But he's such a game old horse. Look at him try.
Yeah, I mean, on slower ground, he wouldn't have been that far away, would he, actually? But he just couldn't go with them on this quicker surface.
All right, what a terrific race this handicap chase was, and Cruz Control has won for the second year in succession for Tom Lacey and for Stan Shepherd, and here's Niall Hannity.
Yeah, and a repeat of 12 months ago, Cruz Control. Well done, that's a great training performance.
Oh, it's great, thank you. Just really, I'm delighted to be able to get him back on track because he completely lost his way. He hasn't run a race. He ran again in Punchestown, and actually Stan, he said to me after Punchestown, he said he's proper tired. And I think it's just taken up till now to really get him back on song, and we mixed it up at home. He's been up the mountain and along to the beach, and we jumped the Aintree fences up in Lambourne and just tried to mix it up and sweeten him up. But I'm just delighted for Frank and John. They're been great supporters of mine and unwavering support through hard times, and great to get a nice winner for them.
Now, it's been a tricky enough season at parts, isn't it, to nail a winner like this on this day?
Yeah, it kind of turns the whole season around and just reinforces the point that we can do it given the ammunition. And I'm fortunate. I've got great owners, and I'm just over the moon for everyone because it's been a long winter.
So you should be. Very well done.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
That punch from Stan Shepherd as he crossed the